I was going to do an actual live Facebook page. However, for whatever reason, saying my internet's not connected, but I am. However, I want to try and overadapt and overcome here. I'm actually standing, so I'm kind of going to try and start talking with my hands because I normally like to. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of background as far as what got me here today. I was about 5 years ago. I was kind of going through a divorce, and I was out of work, and I was struggling. I had a good job before that, and I realized I was struggling to make ends meet. I was 2 months out of work, and went through all my savings, and I was really having a tough time kind of making ends meet. I was also trying to hide it from my kids because I didn't want them knowing I was out of work. I didn't want to stress them on top of the divorce and everything else. So one of the things I wanted to make sure I took care of the kids was make sure that they had food, obviously food to eat, clothes on their back. They weren't really aware of what was going on, that I was out of work. And especially with if anybody's ever been through a divorce, it's kind of hard on everybody, especially the kids. I think sometimes are the hardest. I wanted to make sure it was kind of a peaceful place for them. One day I was actually making breakfast, and it was one of those huge, big cereal boxes, kind of the family-size cereal boxes. It was twice the size of a normal box. And I was trying to open it, and I don't know, sometimes cereal, that plastic thing, you try and pull it, and sometimes it doesn't open up as easy as you would hope. I took it and I just ripped it, and literally everything in the bag came out. And it happened to be cornflakes. And if you've ever eaten cornflakes, the bottom of that bag is always full of that sugar and full of all the crumbs, the crack, all the flakes that actually break in the bag, went literally everywhere in the kitchen. And my kids were sitting at the kitchen table at the time, and they were kind of looking at each other, and they were like, what's going on? I took a deep breath. I went and got the broom, and I started to sweep it up, and I didn't know where to go with what I was doing. That box for me represented a week's worth of food, and like I said, I was out of work, so I was petrified as far as where the food was going to come to. I got so upset I actually broke the broom over my knee, and the kids obviously were scared. I did the exact opposite of what I was trying to do by trying to protect them. It wasn't until later on I realized I need to do something about this so I don't ever feel that way again, because that was just a traumatic experience for me, and I'm sure for my kids. I'll kind of go into a little bit later on as far as how we've been able to rectify that. We do talk about that. But I realized after reading Rich Dad Poor Dad that I did not ever want to be in that situation again, where I wanted to have one stream of income, and that was obviously the one stream of income I had with my job that I had lost. So I kind of went on a pursuit of, again, looking for a job, and at that same time, I kind of stumbled upon this on LinkedIn. I came across an ad. Actually, somebody had reached out to me, and I was so busy looking for a job, I didn't really pay attention in it. And it mentioned something about, hey, you're a veteran, we've got a cool program, there's a free program out there to kind of get involved in a business, are you interested? And basically told me, hey, it's free for you to get started because you're a veteran, and it's also, the product is free. And I'm like, how the heck can you make money on a free product? So got my interest. I ended up emailing them, and one thing led to another. So my introduction into network marketing. So I went and I tried to learn everything I could from my upline. I soaked in. I went to all the network marketing events. I talked to everybody that I knew, and kind of 2 years fast forward, I had some success. I had some customers, but nothing where I could say, all right, let me move away from my primary job, or at least a substantial amount of income, where that was something where I was able to, feel good about and provide for my children. And that kind of got me to, I was actually at an event where somebody else had came and had said they had went to one of the network marketing events, just generic general network marketing event, and started talking to me about this other product. And I was like, wow, this sounds pretty interesting. I was actually very intrigued, and I was very, very skeptical at the time. And it just really, I thought, well, I'm not successful with this one. This person is really, really into network marketing, because they were talking about, somebody I'm sure know, Eric Worre, that he's kind of the father of teaching network marketing. And at the end of that, I realized, I wasn't succeeding in the opportunity, and I realized that it wasn't the product itself, and that's what I thought, and that's why I decided to go with the second company. Beyond, it was a different product, but I started to realize that I can craft my own future and